Alright, so what are my thoughts on the whole My Name is Death and Celtic Reviews situation? And I want to sort of give my opinion and chime in and let people know what I think of it because after hearing all sides, I find it entertaining. So I'm just going to go. So, Celtic Reviews basically was a big fan and a big supporter of My Name is Death. I'm talking like number one ride or die, right? And apparently, Def got annoyed because Celtic Reviews criticized the way he handles his actions in videos. Where it's like, he called people sheep because apparently they went after him for liking Flintlock, and Def got like pretty annoyed and pissed off about it. And so he said Celtic Reviews was a drama whore for criticizing him, giving him constructive criticism, and saying, hey man, just cool off. Not everyone is sheep. Blah, blah, blah. You know the routine, right? So here's my perspective on the story. And how Def sort of excommunicated Celtic Reviews just because of this. And he said, that he could take criticism, all that other stuff, blah, blah, blah. It's kind of weird how someone who is your number one ride or die, someone who is your number one supporter, they would have no reason to personally shit on you as a person. I think you are someone who misconceives signals from people on the internet. Hence why you have like a fucking almost 30, 100 hate response video, because honestly, I think the My Name is Death channel is shit. I think the channel is shit. I think the opinions are bad. We talked about this before with Tekken enthusiasts. His opinions are fucking bad. You're not gonna tell me that a guy who can't perform combos are gonna say, oh, the combos are slow looking in comparison to Street Fighter and Mortal Kombat. No, fuck that shit. That dude's an idiot, all right? And I have no cut cards about it because there is two types of criticism. There is constructive, where people have best interest in play, and then there's me, where I'm like, fuck this motherfucker, alright? So that's what I said. I knew it was rancid bullshit, blanket statements. I called it from the beginning. His channel is trash. That's why I called him My Name is Trash. So he cannot take responsibility for himself to help himself in putting out a public diss track on his friend, where he said, oh, check yourself into the mental illness bin or whatever, all right? Now, I've talked to Celtic Reviews in a negative way in the same fashion, all right? I did make fun of his mental illness, and I went across that line. But ultimately, we were two heated motherfuckers in the midst of the conversation, and we were saying shit that, ultimately didn't mean anything if we sacked up like two men, got in a call, squashed it out, right? It was as simple as that. If me and him, where we had murder beef, if me and him could make up for it, I'm pretty sure that saying, I'm gonna make a short where I criticize the fact that you think people are all sheep, that's not true. I'm pretty sure this whole situation where you excommunicated him was way, way more tame than what I said to Celtic Reviews, where we talked about it and we made up, all right? So that's just funny that me and him could have like a higher murder beef, but you and him, apparently, according to you, you can't resolve the issue, and he's an attention whore. So that's funny as fuck. It shows that you cannot man up enough to squash that shit immediately and say, hey man, I didn't really agree with your video, I'm gonna make a video on that, I really didn't agree with it, but no hard feelings, as opposed to being like, oh well, now you're out of my life, blah blah blah, all this over dramatic shit, right? I think Def makes ill-informed opinions on shit, whereas he's just kind of like fucking, he has like no knowledge in his brain of the sort when it comes to formulating opinions. A lot of blanket statements, a lot of correlations, comparisons, and contrasts that don't make sense. He say he's not a rage baiter, but 90% of his channel is basically hating mainstream games to the point where it's kind of like, oh, I don't like a certain genre. I don't like turn-based, for example. I don't like scrolling text. I'm gonna play turn-based games anyway, and I'm gonna say they're all trash because simply I don't like scrolling text. All right, you make ill-informed opinions because you have this whole bias that everything needs to cater to you, and thus there can be no nuance, there could be no well-made game in a certain genre just because you hate the genre. Like, what type of bullshit, stupid ass motherfucking criticism is that? That is a load of bullshit. Even if I don't like something, at the end of the day, if I make a review, I played it, I confirmed my notions, I put it out there. A lot of My Name is Death fans tried to say this with Stellar Blade when I criticized it, and I'm like, okay, I properly broke down everything within 1 hour flat and explained some things that the game needs work on, and also some of the good that the game does before giving it like a 5 or a 6. I'm not saying, oh well, all hack and slash games are now trash because I don't like Stellar Blade or some other shit like that. Like, that's some of the criticism that he gives out, and it doesn't really make any sense. Like, when you compare the speed of Tekken and Mortal Kombat, it's not the same. So a lot of his shit just doesn't make sense, which is why it's a bad channel. It's a terrible channel. And if it gets criticized, that's fine. Because once again, not everyone has to align on your side. Not everyone has to say, okay, this video is a banger. I mean, you know, you're gonna have, if you have like a rage baiting channel where you just spew out like, you know, stuff for reactionary content, you're gonna get some people in there that simply hate it, all right? And you're gonna face a lot more of this within your friendly circle if you're willing to kick out your top supporter just because you feel annoyed that he made a YouTube short on you, all right? Like, that makes no sense. Like, you literally just destroyed your own friendship just because, hey man, you know, it's not even murder beef. It's like he made a video saying you shouldn't call everyone sheep. And I know people call you a sheep. You know, you say some shit where it's like, even I don't agree. Like, when he said that Suicide Squad was better than Spider-Man 2, dog, you know, dog. It's like, you can be entitled to your opinion, but you can make a bullshit fucking ill-informed dumbass opinion that has like zero sort of weight or substance to it. It just feels like this channel is that, and it's fanboys, man. Look, My Name is Death fanboys. You are the biggest, like, coke suckers I think I ever seen in my entire life. You are the Zack Snyder fan base of My Name is Death. Like, you will literally do everything he says. You're like lemmings. You would jump off a cliff if he decided to say jump, and that's like really stupid. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. You should have some self-awareness, especially to this situation where the moral compass is like not favoring death whatsoever. But you will defend him to the ends of the earth. You will say statements like, oh well, Renegade made a comment saying that he wouldn't cover My Name is Death anymore without understanding the second part because you lack media literacy. I said I would stop covering him if his channel fully improved, and in my opinion, 2024 right now, his channel is dog shit, so it's worth the criticism and the critique, all right? Not only that, the guy said he was done making drama videos, but he still continues making drama videos. He was done forever after Tekken, right? It was over, right? But he cannot help himself, and he calls people drama whores, and he has this series still ongoing despite saying he will stop and be more constructive in that Tekken follow-up video. What has happened? Shit has gotten worse. His own fans are starting to wake up and realize, hey, I don't think that this guy is the most rational. I'm getting out of here. Fuck this. I'm gone, right? And that's a bad thing to happen to a content creator, all right? You don't want all of your fan base turning on you if you don't get the memo quickly. And I think that's what's going to happen in the future for this shit channel. if he continues to make videos like, oh, you're a sheep, you're a shill, and then they call him a sheep and a shill, and it's a never-ending spiral of chaos each and every single time, bro decides to open his mouth, because in his mouth is a hill of shit. All right, I have no qualms. Like, I think this channel is bad. All right, I think this fan base is bad. His fans are like, I'm just talking about like the mindless drones, like not people who can think outside the box, but the mindless drones are an echo chamber, man. They do not think for themselves, and that's what he wants, and that's what he wants to congratulate. All right, you can find many fallacies in this guy. I've already like explained 80,000 of them already in this video, but if he truly believes he's not a rage baiter, if he truly believes he didn't put up a mental check diss track, which I think is far worse. Like, you put up a video and you're saying like, okay, I want to drop this or whatever, I'm not going to talk about it anymore, but you just crave the attention. This is what you do. You make these tracks on people that you don't like, even your best friends, apparently. So it shows your mindset of, oh, I'm just not gonna do this and finish this and squash this in the DMs. No, you're a bitch, you're an attention whore. If you didn't squash it like the man that you claim you are, you're the bitch and you're the attention whore. All right, it's counter to you and what you're doing in your actions. And if you don't stop this over emotional tirade, I didn't do anything, you just sound like you have a victim complex, where like you're the boy who cries wolf. Your opinions don't get better, your opinions are trash, whatnot. You can make 5,000 several comparisons to me, I don't give a fuck. You are one of the worst, lowest common denominator channels I think I ever seen in my entire life, and that goes without saying. Something like, you make completely bad content. All right, I have no respect for this man whatsoever. I think he stands on misinformed, ill-informed lies at this point. And I'll end it with this, you know, despite how I feel about the content, I do feel bad for Celtic here, because, you know, again, if we can mend a bridge by saying the nastiest shit to each other, there's no way, dog, that what he said was as worse as the situation that me and him were in a couple of months ago. If I can do it, you can do it. If you don't want to do it, it just screams some sort of insecurity when your friends get in your grill over your bad gaming opinions. It's there. It's right there. It's in the context. You just cut your top supporter, fam. That's something to pay attention to, just in case. I understand sometimes friendships can end. Sometimes friends can become really shitty people. But this is still all over a YouTube short talking about fucking video games, alright? This is the dumbest reasoning of all time, just because a short was made that simply said, hey man, knock it the fuck off. Like cut it out. If you stop giving people all this attention, you wouldn't be proving them right. That you have to also get yourself out there like the attention whore that you also are. You're in the same bucket as everyone else, so don't go pretending that you're not, because that didn't do shit or whatever. I didn't do nothing. That's a load of fucking horse shit, and you're a liar. All right, you like the attention just as much as anybody else, which is why you are the way that you are. As for Celtic, you know, I was talking to him about this, and I do hope that he gets better. I do hope that, you know, he sees this situation as something not to dwell on, and that he can find other content creators that can talk to him in the comment section and be like, all right, okay, everything's cool, blah blah blah, let's chop it up, let's have a conversation, let's talk in voice, let's do this, let's do that. There's plenty of other content creators who would take that all into accord, and I'm pretty sure you can find them. They are definitely out there, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna find a really good community that will accept you for who you are. So I've been talking to you this entire time, and when you explained this to me, I thought that was wild, because I wouldn't think that someone would basically cut off their top supporter that's been defending them this entire time, even going after me someone who shit on you religiously. I'm probably like the #1 person that crapped on you the most after Tekken, and Celtic Reviews came after me in your honor, and you basically just said, well, that's it, excommunicado. I think Death's channel is gonna go into ruin. It's gonna eventually happen. If he keeps up like this, I have a feeling that more people will basically be shot in the back because he can't handle it. And it's going to be hilarious and funny, and I'm going to be pissing on the grave of that channel when it happens. I have no remorse here. All right, I'm not the one for remorse. For My Name is Death. You came to the wrong one. And as for the fanboys, if you have a problem outside of your echo chamber, you know, my Discord is Renegade Operative. You can hit me up anytime there. You got some problem in voice, so let's talk about it. Let's text about it. You know, I'm willing to discuss and have a little disagreement day. What is your motherfucking disagreement? I'm willing to do that because some of you guys on my videos, you have been talking for way too long. So if you have an issue, find me on Discord, Renegade Operative. I'm gonna post the whole thing in the description below, and we can have a fun old time discussing your issues, and then I can counterpoint with mine, open chess, live, where there's no qualms or cut cards or anything. That's what I say. So for this situation, I just think it's a disaster show. It's a gong show, and it's a content creator not taking responsibility. He's basically cutting his top supporter, and he's not admitting to faults, and that's just an issue, and is going to keep continuing to be an issue in that regard for him if he keeps doing it. And you know, more fandoms and communities are just going to simply say, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Like, it's just gonna be more of that. And honestly, I mean, I pray for the downfall. If it happens, it happens. I can't believe I have like almost 1,000 subs in comparison to his when I made those Tekken videos. Like, I have grown exponentially since then. That shit's wild, dog. Like, all right. So I'll take it. I'll take my flowers. I'll take my prize. Thank you very much. So until then, my name is Renegade Operative. I will see you guys next time. Later.